What's happening with it? Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode of Everything Boxing. There you go, talking that boxing again. Yeah. And let's get into it. And as y'all come in the building, make sure that y'all hit my like button and jump in the comments and let me know you in the building. Yeah. We got my partner, Smooth Groove Boxing, off in the building. What it do, Smooth Groove? Ruben Langford, what's happening with it? Salute. Jose Ayala, what's happening with it? Louis T, what's good? Macados, Mac of the South, what's happening with it? Omega Red, what's good? Stan 92, what's happening with it? Adonis K3, James in the building, what's happening with it? We got my man Anthony Johnson, Bole, what's happening with it? Mr. DBMH, Cheese All Out Fitness, and the Queen, Cassandra Mason, is in the building. Yeah. Let's talk about it. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot going on. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on right now as we speak. It's a whole lot going on. And it's so much going on. I'm trying to catch up. But yeah, we gonna cook today. We gonna cook today. 357, what's happening with it? Salute. Jay Chestnut, Carlos, yeah, in the building. Like I said, everybody in the building, make sure that y'all hit that like button. We got a lot to cook on today. Yeah, it's finna get sticky up in here today. Real talk. It might get ugly up in here today. We finna cook. Mark Wonderlick, what's happening with it? Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, hit the like button as you come in the building because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to cook on today. I don't know about y'all. W right side, what's happening with it? My man Colonel Loco Sports, what's good with it? My man Mr. Shelton, he didn't change his name again. What's happening with it? He said he didn't change his name to if you copy Mr. Shelton. He said you weird ass, F. Jay Chestnut, the assassin DLJ. He ain't on the wrong side. He stay on the right side, and that's W right side in the building. What's happening with it? Yeah. So, I don't know about y'all, and I didn't think I would be excited about this fight, but I'm excited about this Amir Khan. Okay. I'm excited about this Amir Khan and Kell Brook fight. Colonel Loco says, face off tomorrow on my channel at 8 p.m. Who facing off, Colonel Loco? And make sure that y'all go sub to Colonel Loco if y'all ain't sub to him yet. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all sub to Colonel Loco. If you're not already a subscriber to Colonel Loco, well, you need to become one right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right now. Colonel, who facing off? Don Vaughn, what's happening with it? Salute. TJ Jones, what's happening with it? Javier Valencia. My man, Dr. Mark Stearns, Flawless Mentality and BE, hosted by Dr. Mark Stearns. And make sure that y'all go subscribe to Dr. Mark Stearns. If you want to get some fat on your brain, some knowledge. You can't never have too much knowledge. Colonel Loco says Mark Reyes versus Kendo Castaneda. Okay, Kendo Castaneda. I think that's how you said it. He said they fight next week. Definitely will be checking that out. And you said, is that 8 p.m. Eastern time? Is that you on East Coast time, right, Colonel? Hey, Manny, what's happening with it? He said the eye versus the chin. The Queen Sheena is in the building. Alex Sanchez, what's happening with it? Hamilton Steel, what's good with it? Seattle Boxing Talk in the building, what's happening with it? He said 8 p.m. Eastern, or should he say Florida time? Yeah, 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure that y'all don't miss Cono Loco Sports tomorrow. Cono Loco, they want you to drop your link in the chat so they can sub to your channel. Drop the link in the chat, Cono. You should be able to drop a link, Cono. Yeah, you should be able to drop a link to your channel. Yes, sir. But yeah, so I'm excited about this Amir Khan and Kell Brook fight. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited about this Amir Khan and Kell Brook fight. This shit personal. And the tension between them is real. If y'all know the history between Amir Khan and Kell Brook, you know, y'all know this shit is real. And yeah, it's at least 10 years, right? At least this fight should have happened at least 10 years ago, but it's happening now. They both 35 years old. So ain't now one of them in their prime no more, but they both 35 years old. So they should be at an even level. You know what I'm talking about? And the way that they look at this fight, like this fight is everything to Amir Khan and Kell Brook. Real talk. Like they was both talking about, you know, if they lose, they ain't even gonna be able to look at themselves in the mirror. You know, Kell Brook was talking about, he said he can't even fathom losing. And he said if he lose, this shit gonna stick with him forever. He ain't gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a huge fight in the UK. You know what I'm saying? This is a huge fight in the UK. Amir Khan and Kell Brook were two of the biggest names in the UK in their primes. You know what I'm saying? And if they had made Amir Khan and Kell Brook, like at one point, Amir Khan and Kell Brook, that fight in the UK was equivalent to a Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao in the US. That's like, you know what I'm saying, to compare it, that's how they looked at that fight in the UK. That fight would have easily sold out Wembley Stadium or whatever, you know, back when they was both in their prime. But they doing it now, and the upside of this fight having to wait, you know, 10, 12, 13 years to really happen is it made, I can't really say Amir Khan, because see, Amir Khan was the one ducking the fight. But it made the tension much higher because Kell Brook is pissed. Kell Brook, he been wanting to know for the past 12 years, why are you ducking me? Now he wants to know, why did it take this long for you to fight me? And Amir Khan keep coming up with all type of excuses, but the excuses ain't adding up. It ain't no way that Amir Khan should have been ducking Kell Brook for this long. He was ducking the man. He was. And Kell Brook, he feels some way about that shit. Amir Khan says that Kell Brook is jealous of his career and envious of him. It might be. It might be. Because here's a man that y'all campaigning in the same weight division, y'all, you know, and all of that. And here's a man he has the biggest name, right? In your country where you from, he got the biggest name, and you looking at him, y'all came up together, and you always believe that you can beat him. And then the fight became the biggest fight that could have been made on the UK soil back then. You was ready to fight, you was ready to make the fight, but he was always, you know, ducking you and going around. He didn't never want to fight you. And so you could tell that Kell Brook got a whole lot of animosity built up. He got a whole lot of animosity built up in his system when it comes to Kell Brook. I mean, when it comes to Amir Khan, he got a lot of animosity built up in his system. And I think just the tension is going to make for a good fight. I really believe that these dudes, both Amir Khan and Kell Brook, because it's a lot on the line. Yeah, we looking at it like, yeah, they both washed up, right? We looking at them like they both been knocked out, they both washed up, and yeah, they both at the end of their road. But at the end of the day, I think this fight they both got up for, and they gonna show out. This fight, they both are gonna show out for this fight, and that's real talk. Money Brown, what's happening with it? What's good with it, Money? Bumpy Thompson, what's happening with it? He says, unless Brook knocks out Khan, he said, unless Brook knocks Khan out, Amir Khan might win the decision. Bud is teaching him how to survive. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Bud can't teach them fighters shit. Because if you go back to if you just go back and look at all the other fighters that was in Bowmack's training camp, besides Shakur Stevenson, I ain't talking about Shakur, but all the other fighters that, well, I'm gonna just say this: all the other fighters that went to train with Bud Crawford and Bowmack and them, that shit didn't help them out. We all was looking at, oh man, they would camp Bowmack and Bud and them now, and they all lost. All of them did. You know what I'm saying? So Amir Khan, he probably just go, keep the ball rolling. He gonna keep the L ball rolling. Terrence Crawford, the only one getting W's up out of that camp, and Steven so-called Nelson, but he ain't fought in so long. A1 Hoop Zone, what's happening with it? He said, and salute to A1 Hoop Zone in that super chat. He say, it won't allow you to drop your link channel unless you have a wrench. Trust me, I tried on other live shows before I got my wrench. Kano, let me get Kano wrenched up. Hold on, let me get Kano wrenched up. I didn't know that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me go on YouTube. Let me get Kano wrenched up, then he can drop his link. Yeah, shit. Y'all teaching me some shit I didn't know. I didn't have no idea. Hold on, y'all. I gotta find him up in here. Oh, here he is. All right, there you go, Kano. You can drop the link now. Let me see who I done missed in the chat. Let me see who else I done missed. Detroit, BC, what's happening with it? Mario Garza, what's happening with it? Stan 92. Mr. Steal Your Chin in the building. What's happening? Boxing matchups with Dwayne Freeman. There you go. Who else we got in the building? Who else we got? Let me see. Javier, what's happening with it? Picasso in the building. What's good with it? Money say, I agree. They gonna bang. Oh, yeah, this shit's serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? People don't understand. To them, everything is on the line to them. Amir Khan, he can't walk out that ring losing to Kell Brook after ducking that man for 13 years. Y'all gotta understand, Amir Khan been ducking Kell. I don't care. That's my opinion. Amir Khan been ducking Kell Brook for like 13 years, at least 10. At least 10, right? He can't walk out that ring and face everybody in the UK knowing that he lost to Kell Brook. And then Kell Brook, on the other hand, he been hooting and hollering and calling out motherfucking Amir Khan for 13 years. He been calling out Amir Khan for 13 years, right? Screaming to the top of his lungs, letting everybody know that Amir Khan been running from him for 13 plus years because Amir Khan knows that he'll get knocked, sparked the fuck out, right? He been telling everybody that for 13 years. And if Kell Brook, after doing all of that woofing, go in the ring and let Amir Khan beat him, he'll never be able to live that down. And they both said it themselves. They was like, we ain't gonna never be able to live this shit down. It's gonna stick with us. for probably the rest of our life if I lose to that man. This shit exciting to me. You know what I'm saying? This is what boxing is all about. Like I said, yeah, we want to have them fight in their prime. But hey, the tension has just grown more. Like the beef is way thicker than if they had a fought in their prime. And we ain't gonna see no Floyd. See, this ain't no Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao type shit. They finna go in there and they finna bang. Trust me. The fighting styles that both of these fighters have, yeah, Amir Khan can box. He got fast hands. But Amir Khan, he gonna engage with you. He ain't just gonna try to move around the ring and run from you. Amir Khan, you know, he gonna engage with you. And he ain't got the legs on him to be moving around like that. Telling y'all, this shit finna be lit. Frederick Slaughter, what's happening with it? AJ Gotti, what's good with it? I appreciate the love, Gotti. Let me see. Pigeon Mike Tyson, what it do? Yeah. Who else we got in here? But yeah, a Shady Girl 85, salute. My man, J.A. Dixon, he did touchdown in the building. What's happening with it? Telling y'all, this shit serious, y'all. This shit real serious, and I can't wait. I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait for this fight this weekend. If y'all been watching the build-up, who been watching the build-up in the press conferences, in the face-to-face with Amir Khan and Kell Brook? Yeah, man, Hustle Holmes. I seen that press conference. Man, you got what's the dude name? Kell Brook's trainer, the bald head dude drinking his own sweat and doing weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Money, tell me that shit ain't been lit. Tell me this shit ain't getting real. You know what I'm saying? Tell me this shit ain't getting real. This shit getting real between them. I know a lot of people was like, man, fuck that shit. I don't want to see that bullshit. Hey, Dominic Eagle. Yeah, Dominic Ingle, that motherfucker weird and shit. The motherfucker drinking his own sweat. How the fuck is you drinking? And Amir Khan said, man, he said, what the fuck you gonna do? He said, you gonna drink your piss next? I fuck with Amir Khan. I do fuck with Amir Khan, right? I fuck with Amir Khan heavy, right? But at the end of the day, you know what, man? Bro, I can't fuck with Amir Khan in this Kell Brook fight. And I'm not even a Kell Brook fan. But the reason is, man, when you've been ducking the man for that long, in this fight, I can't fuck with you. I like Amir Khan. I done met Amir Khan. He cool as a motherfucking fan. Right? He cool as hell. Down to earth. I ain't got nothing bad to say about Amir Khan. That ain't regarding this Kell Brook fight or his job. Other than that, he cool as a motherfucking fan, but I can't rock with you in this fight. You've been ducking that man for too long. So, you know, who gonna be tuning in to Amir Khan versus Kell Brook this weekend? I want to know. Who gonna be tuning in to that fight this weekend? Put a 1 in the chat if you're gonna be tuning in to watch Amir Khan and Kell Brook. And there you go, my man Seattle Boxing Talk in the building. Southpaw 773 TV. If that's him, fuck you in everything you got going on and how you feel. It's probably a troll using your name, but fuck you too. For real. Yeah. I can't wait for that shit. Frederick Slaughter say he definitely in. Mr. Steal Your Chin say he definitely in. Mike Biggs Boxing, what's happening with it? Salute. Soldier God, what's happening with it? Daryl Deloach, what's good? He said he in. He said, what's the 000.1? If you ain't gonna watch it, don't watch it. But I'm fucking with it for sure. I think it's coming on ESPN Plus. Javier Valencia, what's happening with it? My man 503 Lion crept in the building. He put a 1 in the chat. He said, love him down. Gaither said, what channel is it? Yeah, I think it's on the ESPN Plus app. 503 said, it ain't shit else to watch but basketball. If it was shit else to watch, 503, like, I'm still excited about this fight. This is a fight. I ain't gonna lie. This is a fight I've been wanting to see I wanted to see this shit 13 years ago. 10, 12 years or however long it's been. I'm going to just say this. I wanted to see this shit because you know how you got motherfuckers that got to be just absolutely spot on correct about everything. It wasn't 13 years. It was only 11 and a half years ago when they first started talking about the fight. So for them type of people, I'm going to say I've been wanting to see this fight for 10 plus years. For 10 plus years, I've been wanting to see this fight. Nah, Mr. Steal Your Chin. Gary Antoine Russell, he fight not this weekend, but the next weekend. On the February the 26th is when he fight. Thomas Billy he says, I'll be watching. He said, it's a decade too late, but it's a fight of two people that really hate each other. Yeah, and so that shit make it more interesting, right? Because when you have Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, it wasn't no hate. There was just two people trying to get the biggest bag of their motherfucking whole career. That's all that was. It was two people trying to milk the system, trying to get the biggest bag they could. And they did that. That shit was all business. Floyd wasn't going to get out of character to try to knock out Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao wasn't going to get out of character and, you know what I'm saying, do anything more than what he usually do in the fight. That shit was all business to get a bag. This right here, they don't like each other. And it's a lot more on the line. You got this right here is for pride. This is for pride. It's 70 plus thousand fans, right? Gonna be in that arena. And this is for knowing you cannot step, right? You can't step out of that ring after that fight knowing that you lost to that man, right? You got one fighter that wants to show everybody that he was not ducking Kell Brook for 10 plus years. And you know what I'm saying, and prove that by whooping Kell Brook. Then you got Kell Brook that want to show everybody that I'm going to show you why this pussy was ducking me for 10 plus years. And I'm going to do it in front of 70,000 plus fans, and I'm going to prove it to everybody. So, yeah. Man, ain't nobody giving a fuck about no goddamn Jaime. Fuck a Jaime Munguia. I'm going to get on his ass too. Money. Fuck a Jaime Munguia. I'm going to get fuck Jaime Munguia and Demetrius Ballard, whoever the fuck he is, right? Jaime Munguia, we know who he should be fighting. But we're going to talk about Jaime Munguia ass too. You know what I'm saying? Out here doing interviews, woofing. You know what I'm saying? Selling all them wolf tickets he been selling. Yeah, I seen them I seen that. I just got done watching that interview that Jaime Munguia did, selling them motherfucking wolf tickets. If it was just Jaime Munguia, if he was the main event and it wasn't no Amir Khan and Kell Brook, I wouldn't even turn my TV on to see his ass. For real. Wouldn't even turn my TV on to see no goddamn Jaime. Fuck him. He for real. Motherfucker goddamn near 40 fights. It ain't fighting none of the top guys yet. And they all calling them out. Sir Antbo, what's happening with it? Chain with Ice, what's good? Debo got it, what's happening with it? Justin Barrera, what's happening with it? So Juan Ramos, what's happening with it? Cheese All Out Fitness, what's good? So I'm excited. I don't care. I'm excited about this Amir Khan and Kell Brook fight. I'm excited about this shit. And Amir Khan, he out here claiming that, you know, he's in the best shape that he's been in shit since he was young. You know what I'm saying? But one thing, right? One thing that worries me about this fight when it comes to Kell Brook. Kell Brook, he was complaining, right? He was complaining about how Amir Khan wanted, you know what I'm saying, basically the weight in his favor because Amir Khan is the A side. So, you know, Kell Brook was letting it be known like, yeah, you the A side, but if you so confident, why we got to fight at 149? Why couldn't we, you know, fight somewhere in the middle? Now, we know that Kell Brook, his last fight was at 147 pounds against Terrence Crawford. But not taking nothing away from Terrence Crawford, we seen what happened to Kell Brook as soon as he got tapped. As soon as he got tapped, Kell Brook, you know what I'm saying, the motherfucker went to sleep and off a goddamn, what was it, a jab. You know what I'm saying? So he was drained in that fight. Kell Brook, he can't make 147. He can't make 147 like that. You know what I'm saying? He was drained, and if y'all don't know, when you drained, your chin, you ain't got no chin no more. You don't have no chin no more. Your chin is through. Because we can't never say that Kell Brook didn't have a chin. Kell, you know, fuck what you think. Kell Brook always had a good chin on him. Go back to the Errol Spence fight and look at the shots that Kell Brook took. Errol Spence didn't knock him out. He took a knee and he quit. But you know what I'm saying? Errol Spence didn't knock him out. Go back to Triple G, right? When he fought Triple G was hitting him with some fucking everything in the kit with the kitchen sink. And Triple G didn't knock Kell Brook out. The referee had to stop Kell Brook, right? So Kell Brook got a chin. So you can't tell me Terrence Crawford hitting Kell Brook with a fucking jab should have damn near knocked that man through the ropes like that. So I think it was, you know, you got to give credit to Terrence Crawford because for his skills and he do got power, but not that goddamn much power, not to where he knocking people smooth the fuck out damn there with a jab, you know? So I think, yeah, it's a lot on the weight. Kell Brook can't make that fucking weight like that comfortably, you know? He was out of the weight class too long. And then now, fast forward 2 more years, right? 2 more years not being at 140 something pounds. He like, man, I don't think Kell Brook wanted to fight at the catch weight that they fighting at. Because if you look at the catch weight, Amir Khan, he admitted, he said, I'm a 147 pound fighter. You wanted to fight, I fight at 147. So Amir Khan said, okay, well, I'll give you 2 pounds. Well, that still favors Amir Khan because now instead of having to cut down to 147 pounds, Amir Khan, 149 is perfect. If you fight at 147, 149 is perfect. That's in the favor of Amir Khan. Now, Kell Brook, we see how big Kell Brook walks around when he's not fighting. I've seen Kell Brook. I just stood right next to Kell Brook in the bar, and the motherfucker was 190 plus pounds. Easily. So Kell Brook having to cut all the way down to 149 pounds, I think he had a problem with that. And he stated that he had a problem with it because he said, you know what? He said, if you're so confident in yourself, Amir Khan, why you make me take a weight of 149, right? And I kind of felt him. I think that they both been out of the ring for a long time, and I think they should have they could have did 150 pounds, 151. They could have met in the middle. You know what I'm saying? They could have met in the middle. But he said that he couldn't really talk about a lot of the shit that Amir Khan put in the contract because he said, I guess it was in the contract that he couldn't speak about it in public. So basically what he was telling everybody in that press conference that Amir Khan was being the fucking diva and he would demanded a lot of things in that contract. And then he put a clause in the contract to where Kell Brook couldn't speak on it. But, you know, hey, at the end of the day, Kell Brook, he still took the fight. So I'm looking forward tomorrow to see how Kell Brook looks in this weigh-in, because in these press conferences, or when they was doing the not the press conference, when they was doing the media workout, he looked big under his shirt. He looked like he still had a lot of weight to cut down, and that's Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? Now I've seen Amir Khan. Amir Khan, he don't look like he got a lot of weight to cut down. Kell Brook a couple days ago still looked like he had a lot of weight to cut. And I heard the commentators, right, when he was doing his media workout, I heard the commentators talking about how strong Kell Brook looked, like how strong he looked in his legs and all of that. But if you draining yourself, once you get to cutting out the rest of that weight, and if you drain your body, all of that leg strength, that power, that shit go, especially over a 12-round fight. So that's something to look at with Kell Brook. That's the only real factor that I'm worried about with Kell, because I got Kell Brook. I think Kell Brook is the overall better fighter, especially when all the reflexes and all of that shit leave that Amir Khan had. It's going to come down to who has the better skills and fundamentals and you know, all of that. And I think it's Kell Brook. Kell Brook, he hit harder. He's stronger. He's all of that. But how is Kell Brook going to be once he drains down and cut that weight? Is Kell Brook going to be able to take a punch? Is he going to be able to take a punch? Because, you know, Amir Khan, he ain't the heaviest hitter, but he can punch. And he still got his hand speed. So, yeah. So, you know, it's a lot of different factors to look in with this fight. And this shit going to go down. And Coach in the building. What's happening with it, Coach? Batman off in the building. What's good with it, Bat? I seen you, Bat, last night over there on Fred channel. I seen you on Barbershop Conversation. I seen y'all cooking last night, Bat. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm fucking with this fight. Atlantean man says facts. He says, every time my favorite welterweights train, I go on a diet and exercise. He says, I'm at 195, haven't been at 147 in years, so I finally got there, and I was super drained, although I look good. Yeah, people don't, and I'm glad you put that comment in there, because when you get to talking about things like this, right? When you get to when you get to talking about these factors, a lot of people, you're just making excuses. Those are excuses. Those are not excuses. Those are facts. You know what I'm saying? Those are facts. If you never had to cut weight or drain your body like that, you don't know. So a lot of people that's never had to do that, right? They think that when you hear, like, if I say that, or if you hear fighters say that it's excuses. Those are facts. So those are things that you need to look into also, you know, when you picking who gonna win this fight. Spring Trap, what's happening with it? Salute. Omega Red, you got, I think Money Brown said he was taking Khan over Brook. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Money. I was watching Money last night, and he said he was taking Khan over Brook. I got Kell Brook, but I still want to see how Kell Brook look in the weigh-in and if he looked drained. And I want to see what he come in on, because if he come in weighing right at 149, then that might tell me that he was, you know what I'm saying, it took him every last second that he needed to make that weight at 149 pounds. Melanated Royalty, the queen is in the building. Salute to you. The Pigeon Mike Tyson, he said he got Khan. It's a close fight. It's a close fight. To me, like I said, to me, my opinion, the biggest factor that makes this a close fight is the weight that they fighting at, because that weight favors Amir Khan. Yeah, and like Coach said, hit the like button. I don't even want to look at these likes because I know they way lower than what they supposed to be. You feel me? I know these likes is down. I mean, let me look at the likes and see where we at. I know y'all over here tripping on the likes. Hold on, let me see where the likes is at. Come on now, y'all. Man, get the likes up. Y'all got to get these likes up. Come on. Come on. It's free to hit the like button. It's free to hit the like button. Come on now. So yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Miss KQKC Boxing Network in the building. KQ, is you calling the Amir Khan and Kell Brook fight? Come on, KQ. We need you this weekend. Is you calling the Amir Khan and Kell Brook fight, KQ? Coach say Amir Glass Joe Khan going to sleep. He said, man, like I said, if Kell Brook is not drained and he walks in the fight with his strength, I got Kell Brook stopping him. But if he's drained, Kell Brook might go to sleep too, because you know, when you drain like that, that shit take a lot away from your chin. And your punch resistance is just not what it is if you at full strength. That's just real. So, you know, it's just depending on how Kell Brook is going to be able to make the weight. Because that's one thing that, like I said, I really looked at when Kell Brook started complaining to Amir Khan about the fight, the weight that they was having to fight at. So that lets me know that Kell Brook didn't want to fight at that weight. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't have no choice, because Amir Khan wouldn't have taken the fight if they wasn't fighting at the weight that Amir Khan wanted to. You dig what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, you know? So yeah, man, and y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit the like button. But yeah. So yeah, man, you don't know what the hell Canelo did, Freddie Montana. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be tripping me out with this Canelo shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can't wait to come in here. Canelo don't need you to defend him. Like, for real. Canelo don't need you to defend him. You know what I'm saying? Let me cook on the situation, and then you can come in and say what you got to say. And I might drop a link for you to say what you got to say. So yeah. Anyway, the boxing plug says, I would like to see the Kell Brook versus Khan fight before the fight. He said before they fight Canelo, Errol, GGG, and Bud. He said, I just hope both fighters fight their hearts out from 1 to 12 if the fight goes 12. Oh, you're going to see a fight. Pac-Man, what's happening with it? You're gonna certainly see a fight. Definitely, you're going to see a fight. So yeah. So that's a fight. Like I said, I'm looking forward to that shit this weekend for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to that fight this weekend. Now, another thing I want to talk about, right? Oh yeah, Jaime Munguia. Let me get on Jaime Munguia before I get to these main topics real quick. Let me get on Jaime Munguia before I get to these main topics real quick. Like my hit the like button, because I know a lot of y'all ain't hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all ain't hit the like button, so hit the like button. But let me get on Jaime Munguia ass real quick. So Jaime Munguia, I'm just looking at an interview he did, right? Now, all of a sudden, Jaime Munguia got the fucking nerve to come out and say, oh, you know what? I want to fight Demetrius Andrade. Well, you know, I wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade, but now he's moved up to 168 pounds. So I wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade, but now I'm hearing that he's moved up to 168. You for real? Now you coming out here selling all these fucking wolf tickets now that you think the coast is clear. Now you think the coast is clear, and now you on here doing interviews talking about, oh, I wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade, but now I'm here. I hear he's moving to 168 pounds. See, that's that type of shit I don't like. That's that type of shit I don't like. Because Demetrius Andrade been all on TV. He been calling you out for years now. He been calling you out for years now. You ain't never fixed your mouth to say that you wanted to fight him. Now, all of a sudden, you see the coast is clear. Now, I wanted to fight Demetrius Andrade, but I see he's moved up to 168 now. If you don't get the fuck on somewhere. If you don't get the fuck on somewhere with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm going to do, Freddie Montana? This is what I'm going to do with you, right? This is what I'm going to do. In honor of myself and Blue Blood, I'm going to do a fucking block and get you the fuck up out of my chat. That's what I'm going to do. How about that now? How about that now? Now you can watch from the background. But yeah, like that Jaime Munguia, he need to get the fuck on somewhere. You feel me? Because dude is just like, he don't want to, I don't know what it is. Dude don't want to fight nobody tough. He talking about Triple G. Oh, I want to fight Triple G. And I did want to fight Demetrius Andrade, but I'm hearing that he's moving to 168 now. Bro, if you don't get the fuck on somewhere. So I'm not I'm not watching no fucking Jaime. I don't give a goddamn about Jaime Munguia fight this weekend. Right? I don't give a damn about a Jaime Munguia fight. I really don't. Like I said, if it wasn't for Amir Khan and Kell Brook, I wouldn't turn my TV on to watch Jaime Munguia fight this fucking dude he fight. That's just what it is. There you go, Blue Blood Sports TV, my man in the building. Yes, sir. Yeah, but and A1 Hoop Zone is in the building. A1 Hoop Zone is in the building. Hario Ramirez says, I'm a fucking racist. I'm a racist, right? See, this is the thing, right? And this ain't for all Mexican fans, right? Because all Mexican fans ain't fucking ignorant. But see, that type of Mexican, right? Them motherfuckers that come in here just to see what somebody black gonna say, and then, right, while they watching their screen with whoever they sit next to, and every other word is mayate this and that nigger this and that. I know them type of Mexicans. I see them every day. Get his ass up out of my motherfucking chat. For real. Get his ass up out of my chat. I'm going to get him up out of here. There you go. He gone. Man, you say something about Canelo, these motherfuckers start fucking coming around like little gnats and shit. You swatting them away. You know what I'm saying? You say Canelo name 3 times, them motherfuckers come like Candyman. Bees and shit just swarming all around. The fuck these motherfuckers coming from? God damn. You know what I'm saying? God damn, I ain't even said shit yet. All I said is Canelo turned down. Oh, he's racist. Am I racist when I'm talking about Jermell Charlo? Am I racist when I'm talking about any other black? Y'all ain't coming in here talking about, oh, he's racist. Man, if you don't get the fuck up out of here where you came from with that bullshit. You motherfuckers worse than goddamn Terrence Crawford fans. For real. Moving along. These dudes is a motherfucker, man, for real. That shit crazy, man. But come on, let's continue getting into it. So, let's continue getting into it, y'all. So Jermell Charlo, right? Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. Brian Castano has pulled out the fight, y'all. He pulled out the fight. He's saying he got a bicep injury. You know, if he say he got a bicep injury, I ain't got no reason but to believe him, man. He say he got a bicep injury. Whether it's true or not, he pulled out the fight. Now, if y'all remember, this fight was supposed to go down in February, and then they pushed it back to March, right? It was supposed to go down in February, and they pushed it back to March, right? So, okay, bam, we cool. But now they talking about, you know, they might have to push the fight back, what, like 4 weeks, 6 weeks? But if you got a torn bicep, that means he can't train on that torn bicep, right? He can't train on the torn bicep. So if they tell you 4 to 6 weeks, that shit gonna be pushed back to way, way deep in the summer. And Jermell Charlo been training already. And Jermell Charlo made a statement, and he said he don't believe that shit. He thinks that Brian Castano, right, and the sanctioning bodies or whatever, they trying to get out of this fight. He thinks that Brian Castano and his people, they trying to get out the fight, right? That's how he feel. He said he ain't buying that shit. He said it's the second time they didn't pull this shit. They trying to get out the fight. And Jermell Charlo, what he's saying might have a lot of truth to it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It might have a lot of truth to it, right? But now, Jermell Charlo, does he have a choice now? Does he have a choice to say, you know what? Because see, PBC, they was already had the venue in place. They didn't probably put their money for the down payment on the venue. They had the date and everything was set up already. They had announced the fight. Now, Jermell Charlo, he can get a replacement opponent. And with that being said, I haven't heard it from Erickson Lubin's mouth himself, right? But Erickson Lubin and Fundora, they were supposed to fight. There was Erickson Lubin, everybody know that Erickson Lubin and Fundora, they was fighting, and the winner of that was going to be Jermell Charlo's mandatory. Well, I'm hearing reports that Erickson Lubin is willing and ready to step in place of Brian Castano. Erickson Lubin want that smoke. So now if you go to BoxRec, right? If you go to BoxRec, in BoxRec, they don't have Erickson Lubin and Fundora. They don't have that fight announced on BoxRec yet. And I said, damn, why they don't have that fight announced yet? Because we was hearing rumors that Erickson Lubin and Fundora was supposed to fight on the undercard of Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. We was hearing that rumor. But if you go on BoxRec, that fight ain't on there. So is Erickson Lubin still open to be able to step into a Jermell Charlo fight? Well, I'm hearing rumors that Erickson Lubin want that fight. He already been training. And like I said, he was probably going to fight on that night anyway against Fundora. I don't know how they can make that happen because, you know, Fundora and Lubin was supposed to fight for the mandatory position, but they can make it happen. I'm going to tell you like this. Al Heyman, if he wanted to go down, it could go down. Money talking, bullshit walk. And then they could put Fundora on the undercard of that, and Fundora, you know what I'm saying, could fight whoever he fight, and then fight the winner between Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo. That's what the fans want to see. Because, see, they're going to need to save this pay-per-view card. They're going to need to save this pay-per-view card, y'all. They already put the money up for it. They already had the venue. They already had everything in play. Everything was in play. What better replacement than Erickson Lubin? A man that was already training. He was already training to fight. On that date or around that same date. And Pac-Man, salute to Pac-Man ATL in that super chat. I appreciate you coming through showing love. You already know I'm gonna keep cooking, Pac-Man. And yeah, make sure that y'all go sub to my man Tay Jones, Pac-Man ATL Tay. It's right there on the screen, so you know you can find this channel and you know what channel to sub to. Picasso says it's like the Harrison fight in the rematch. I like that fight. I've been talking about that fight for years. That's a fight I've been wanting to see. Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo. I mean, come on, who don't want to see that fight? To me, it's damn near. It could arguably be a better fight than Brian Castano. Only thing that Brian Castano got better is a better chin than Erickson Lubin. We know. The boxing plug salute. He says, ETB, do you think this will be Amir and Brook's last fight, or do you have other potential fights that they can get at 147? What about Conor Ben? No, Amir Khan said that this definitely won't be his last fight. He said, I'm not retiring, win, lose, or draw. Kell Brook didn't really say, but I believe if Kell Brook wins this fight, I believe that they might possibly try to make a fight between Kell Brook and Conor Ben. I believe that will be the next play, all depending on what weight can Kell Brook make. He can't continue to make 147, so what weight would he fight Conor Ben at? Seattle Boxing Talk says, if Lubin is mandatory, it's RIP. Get G5 Gabe in the building. What's happening with it? You know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all go sub to G5 Gabe. You know, he a big speaker for sure. You know what I'm saying? He a big speaker for sure. Picasso said this was a planned tactic. I don't know what it was, but you know, I like that. Eric, I ain't gonna lie. Even though Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo was for Undisputed, I like the Erickson Lubin fight more. Because I want to see if Erickson Lubin can go in there, and if his chin can hold up, he can get his get back. Ed Perez says, most people believe Castano won the fight, so I don't believe he's making up injuries. He would have been the favorite going into the fight. I don't believe he was the favorite going into the fight. He wasn't the favorite going into the fight, but it was it's a 50-50 fight. I believe that. So this is what I thought, right? In the first fight, going into the first fight, everybody was picking Jermell Charlo, right? Pretty much to win easier against Brian Castano. And I told everybody, and the proof is, right? The receipts is still up. The live videos are still up. I was telling everybody, I said, y'all better stop sleeping on Brian Castano. Brian Castano can fight his ass off. I said, I seen him beat Lara. He should have won that fight against Lara. And I think they gave him a draw. I said, Brian Castano, he beat Sergey Derevyanchenko as professionals. It's not on their record because it was in like some type of World Boxing Series tournament or something, and they didn't put it on their record, right? But he beat Sergey Derevyanchenko. And I told everybody, I said, Brian Castano can bang. Dude can fight. I said, so he might go in here and beat Jermell Charlo, right? So I was kind of leaning towards Brian Castano to beat Jermell Charlo. But after I seen them fight, after I seen Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo fight, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I was picking Jermell Charlo to knock out Brian Castano because in that fight, Brian Castano was hurt several times in that fight. And all Jermell Charlo had to do is jump on him and press on the gas. But Jermell Charlo was too cautious because Brian Castano is a dangerous counterpuncher. So he didn't want to go in there and get caught with some shit. But I scored the fight a draw. I didn't have Brian Castano winning. I didn't have Jermell Charlo winning. I actually thought that the judges did a great job in that fight. It was a draw. Zena360 says, Charlo mentioned that Castano's team tried to postpone the fight before this time. Yeah, that's what he said. So he's saying that he don't believe them because they already tried to postpone the fight. California, what's happening with it? Pac-Man says that Jermell Charlo, he had a mandatory and his mandatory name disappeared today. Telling y'all, that's the play that they talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's the play that they talking about because it's open. That is a big fight. They already got history, right? They already got history to build on the fight. Erickson Lubin gonna talk that shit. Jermell Charlo gonna talk that shit. This fight might sell bigger than the Brian Castano and the Jermell Charlo. Don't nobody really know Brian Castano like that except for, you know, his Argentinian fans. But what nobody really knew. I knew Brian Castano, and I'm not talking about, you know, the diehard boxing fans, but didn't nobody know Brian Castano like that. I think Erickson Lubin, as far as in America, he got a bigger name than Brian Castano. They can sell this fight better. He speak English. I don't believe Brian Castano speak English. They can promote this fight better. You feel me? So I think that might be the play. And if that is the play, I want to see that fight. Like for real. Because I'm telling y'all, as far as overall skills, Erickson Lubin is better. He got more power in both hands. I just think overall, Erickson Lubin is pretty much better in every category than Jermell Charlo. Maybe they might be even on the power side because they both got power, right? But I think overall, Erickson Lubin is the better fighter. He's just playing out the better fighter. But his chin, he ain't got no chin. So it's going to be exciting to watch this fight, knowing that Erickson Lubin, if he could get to 12 rounds, he can win this fight. But you also going to be on the edge of your seat, knowing every time Jermall Charlo load up and swing on Erickson Lubin, it might be the fucking last swing of the night. Because he might put him to sleep. Well, okay, J Rod. We talking about Amir Khan and Kell Brook. We talked about Jaime Munguia. We talking about Jermell Charlo, Brian Castano, and Erickson Lubin, and we threw Fundora in there. The title say Canelo Benavidez and Jermall Charlo. What is you coming in here talking about Errol Spence and Bud Crawford? Nobody said nothing about no Errol Spence or Bud Crawford, bro. What is you talking about? Oh, I don't get this shit. I don't get this shit. This motherfucker come in here talking about Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Ain't nobody talking about that. Bro, you got to have an extreme case of ADHD. You do. Motherfuckers just coming in here having Tourette's and shit. But you need to tell Errol Spence to stop ducking because Bud Crawford, bro, what is you talking about? Dude, these dudes just be crazy as hell, man. God damn. Dude be crazy as hell. Just pop up in here talking about some Errol Spence needs to stop ducking, and he's scared because you keep telling him, bro, nobody's talking about Errol Spence and Bud Crawford right now. What the fuck? Dude just go come in here and just make some shit up. He just gonna make everybody talk about what he want to talk about. But yeah, so let's move on. I like that fight. I want to see Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo. If you know what I'm saying, if it ain't Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo, it ain't no other fight better than Erickson Lubin and Jermell Charlo. Real talk. My dude, Seattle Boxers Talk say niggas love going against the grain like it make them special. Like, bro, where did that shit even come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like motherfuckers be having Tourette's and shit. Just lashing out, just having fucking lash outs for no reason. But like I said, Jawan, you might be right. Erickson Lubin might get slept. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if he can't sleep Erickson Lubin, if they do fight, Erickson Lubin gonna beat him. Erickson Lubin gonna beat him. G5 Gay says, I appreciate the support, real shit. Oh yeah, man, you already know. And like I said, once again, y'all sub to G5 Gay. Y'all sub to him. Because if you go to his channel, you're gonna leave out with some motherfucking knowledge you ain't have when you came in there. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, I'm telling you, Zenith, bruh, dude be weird as hell. Telling you, man. All right, bruh, fuck is you talking about? But anyway, man, let's move on. Let's move on. Y'all hit the like button. Y'all smash on the like button. See how the boxers talk. He says, I did have Lubin in the first fight. He says, I felt bad for him. Bro was stiff. Feel bad for me, not Lubin, because I lost a couple thousand on that fight betting with my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? I thought Lubin was gonna win that shit. I was like, man, Lubin, bro. I said, ain't nobody fucking with Lubin. And yeah, before I know it, before I could blink my eyes, that motherfucker was on the ground twitching this shit. You know what I'm saying? He was on the ground twitching this shit. But yeah, hit my like button because we getting ready to get into the main topic. We gonna get on this Canelo shit. And hey, Coach Batman, if y'all in the building or anybody in the building, you know what I'm saying, that fuck with me. If anybody in the building that y'all know who y'all is, that want a link, let me know and I'll drop the link for y'all. Because we finna get on this Canelo shit right now. We gonna get down to the bottom of this shit. And I'm gonna get my take, and everybody want to talk about this news that's coming out with Canelo and what's going down. So once again, if you in the building and you want a link, let me know in the chat before I get to cooking. Let me know in the chat before I get to cooking. Clarence McClain, you want a link? Mom, hey, Money Brown ain't coming up. My brother Money ain't coming up in here for this. Money ain't in here for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna drop this link, and y'all, if I fuck with you, y'all grab the link. Y'all grab the link. We're gonna talk about it. And salute the Money Brown TV if y'all ain't already subbed to Money Brown TV. Hey, Canelo his favorite fighter. Hey, it is what it is. Shit. I ain't tripping. It is what it is, Nah, you can't. Don't come up in here disrespecting Money. You know what I'm saying? Don't. We ain't gonna do that on here. If that man like Canelo Alvarez and he think that Canelo Alvarez can't do no wrong, that's his opinion. That's it. That's on him. You know what I'm saying? If he get up here on certain subjects, me and him gonna cuss each other out. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is because we debating boxing. That's how we get down. I don't agree with everything he say. He don't agree with everything I say. But at the end of the day, I respect that man's opinion, right? Because he feel the way he feel. That's just what it is. Some of y'all you know what I'm saying? We got some people that think fucking Devin Haney can walk on top of water and can't do no wrong. We got some people that think the same thing about Gervonta Tank Davis or whoever they like. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, most boxing fans that's diehard fans of a certain fighter, they act a certain way when it comes to that fighter they like. So just because he do it with Canelo, shit, it don't mean nothing. Just his opinion, man. This shit is, at the end of the day, y'all got to understand, right? Before you go on other people's channels, cussing motherfuckers out, talking shit about people because their opinion on the fighter, or calling motherfuckers names and he a bitch and he that because he like a certain fighter, and that's to everybody, right? Bro, y'all gotta understand. Ain't none of y'all getting paychecks from these boxers. None of y'all. Ain't none of these fighters, Canelo, Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney, fucking Jaime Munguia, whoever the fuck it is,
Bro,
they not sending you a paycheck saying, man, I appreciate y'all support. They're not doing that. They got their hands out asking for part of your paycheck or whatever you get. So remember that before you get mad and want to fucking run off and, oh man, I can't stand that nigga, man. If I seen that nigga for real in real life, bro, it ain't that fucking serious.
Yeah.
What's happening with it? What's good with it?
Okay, you stupid, man. That's the truth, though. I be telling these dudes that I'm like, yo, it's nothing wrong with you being a fan, but y'all be going hard for these fights. These fighters don't give a damn about y'all, like you said. They just want the money. If you'll be lucky to get a picture with these dudes when you see them in person.
And I understand when it comes to a fighter like Wilder, why people go so hard, because I can say this personally about Wilder, because if you see Wilder out, he gonna come up, he gonna talk to you, and he gonna go out of his way to come up and fuck with you. He gonna go out of his way to come up and fuck with you. The first time I ever met Wilder, right, I was just looking at him from afar, because I said, this is way back in like probably like 2015, 2016-ish, right?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at him from, it was after, right? A little bit after he won the WBC title, right? It was a little bit after he won his first title. And I'm looking at him from afar. A big ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? 6'8", you know. Back then he was stocky and shit, and looking at him, and I'm like, man, because some athletes, they act funny and shit. They don't, especially if they with their people. They don't want you coming in. I ain't that type of dude that's finna be standing around you. Hey man, can I get it? Can't. Nah, fuck all that. You're a human being just like me. But I fucked with Wilder, so I'm looking at him from afar, and I was walking towards him, and I stopped, and I'm like, nah, he with it. He with his, he with the same cast that you always see him. And I said, nah, he with his people. I ain't gonna go over there and fuck with the man, because I don't know what type of energy he might have. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what type of energy he might have. And I'm the type of dude, if you get a certain way with me, I'm gonna get like that with you. And I know I can't whoop him. You know what I'm saying? I know I can't whoop Wilder. So it's just gonna get ugly if he get it, it's gonna get ugly for me. Because I'm gonna say some shit. So I'm like, nah, he might, because that's just how some of these dudes, they think they too good, and they might have a certain type of energy. So I kind of stopped, and I'm like, nah, I ain't finna go say nothing to him. And he turned around and looked at me.
Yeah.
And he like, what's up? And so I'm like, oh, okay. So I went over there. I said, man, I ain't know. He said, man, hold on, dog. He said, I don't know what you think. He said, but I ain't like none of these other niggas. He said, man, if you see me, he said, I'm a brother, just like you a brother. He said, if you see me, he said, come and say what's up. He said, because you know what I'm saying, we need to do more of that as brothers. You know what I'm saying? He said, if you see me, come and say what's up, man. He said, yeah, man. And he was just cool and down to earth. He was like, yeah, I'm not. He said, man, I ain't no better than you. And I felt that shit. And he is like that with everybody. You feel me? He like that with everybody. So with that being said, I understand why people, get so emotional or take up for Wilder like they do, because he'll do the same thing for you. But most of these fighters, they ain't rocking like that. They don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? When you ever seen a champion eat in the food court with all the fans around him and stop while he eating and talk to everybody? Wilder the only one you didn't see do. Like Muhammad Ali used to do shit like that. But yeah. So
yeah.
But that's why we rock with him so heavy. And yeah, other than that, bro, I ain't, you know.
Hey, look, I post something on IG today. Not today. It was I think yesterday, the day before, about Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna miss him when he gone. Man, Cash was hitting me back like, who's gonna miss him? And I'm like, what? Like,
right.
are you kidding? Like, yo, I'm talking about the hate for that man is real, and it's sad. It's sad.
Right. My man, John Kramer in the building. What's happening with it, John?
John, what
up? So let's you know, and my man Manny says Pacquiao fans go hard. They still think, but I understand that too. Pacquiao's another one. Look at all the shit that Pacquiao do for his people. Why they go hard for Pacquiao? Because he go hard for his people. I don't have no problem with Pacquiao fans going hard for Pacquiao because he go hard for his people. Like I said, the rest of these fighters that y'all willing to fight another man over, all that shit, bro, they don't give a fuck about you.
They don't.
So just, you know, so next time y'all get emotional over a man's opinion on a certain fighter and be wanting to fight and kill some shit, just remember that shit. That fighter don't even fucking give a goddamn about you. 9 times out of 10.
I said this last year. I said, y'all sitting here acting like that, but I said half of these fighters won't even stop to give you a time of day, but y'all out here going hard. Y'all going hard for what? Like, they have a Bud Justice League out here, but none of y'all ever order Bud's fights. That's a fact.
Right.
It's a fact.
That's the truth. That's the truth. You know, but man, let's get into this Canelo situation.
Let's go.
And Andrade not Andrade, Canelo, David Benavidez, Jermell Charlo, Triple G, right? So check this out, y'all. So I got a report that Canelo Alvarez was offered upwards $100 million, right, to fight a 2-fight deal on PBC. And the fights was Jermall Charlo in May, and then turn around in September and have a all-Mexican showdown with David Benavidez, right? In September, right? So that was the thing. That's what he was offered. Now, a couple days ago, we heard Samson, David Benavidez promoter, say this. A couple days ago, Samson said this, right? I reported it. All the Canelo's fans said I was fucking lying. Oh, you cap. Yeah, he didn't. He never got that offer. You full of shit, right? So now that the white man that came out and said it, right? Goddamn, Dan Raphael reported it. Chris Maddox reported it, and Michael Benson. They all reported it now, right? They said that Canelo was offered this 2-fight deal from DAZN, right? Upwards of $100 million, right? And it's probably gonna be a lot more than $100 million because David Benavidez was, once they started negotiating, was willing to take less. Whatever pot that they had, he was willing to take even less so Canelo could make even more, right? So they saying that Canelo is turning this deal down. He turned the deal down from PBC. They said now they're saying that he did refuse the deal from PBC, and now he's working on finalizing the deal with DAZN to fight Demetrius Bivol and Triple G. That's where the problem is. If this is true, right? Because you always got to say if, because this shit happens with Canelo all of the time. But let me read this super chat real quick. TJ Jones, what's happening with it? He said, yo, what up, Keon? My first super chat, been watching for a month now. Love what you doing, bro, from Arkansas. Man, I'm from Arkansas. Where you from? I'm from the Bluff. Where you from? Yeah, let me know where you from, TJ. Yeah, salute to TJ in the building. I appreciate you. So this shit happen all the time with Canelo. So you got to say, right, if this is true. If this is true. So when I speak on this, I'm just speaking on if this is true. Now, it got to be some validity behind it because you got fat ass, Dan Raphael reported it. Chris Maddox reported it.
Yeah.
Right? And you got goddamn Michael Benson. They all reported it.
Mm-hmm.
You did? So I said it got to be some validity to it. I ain't gonna say it's signed, sealed, and delivered. You know, it's 100% fact. But my thing is, why are you even considering fighting Triple G for a third? How you gonna turn down? These are solid fights, y'all. And it ain't like, okay, well, he's turning it down for the money. Because you're gonna make a hundred plus mil to fight Jermall Charlo, a fight that everybody been wanting to see for years. Yes. And then you gonna turn around and get to shut. You get to shut everybody up 2 times in a row if you could beat both of these fighters. First, everybody that's saying that you was ducking Jermall Charlo for years and years and years, and you came and said once you became a free agent, you said, "Hey, I'm glad I'm a free agent now because now I get to fight the fights that people wanted me to fight." But he blamed it on he blamed it on De La Hoya. He said Golden Boy Promotions, he wasn't able to do business with people like Jermall Charlo. And so that those fights weren't able to be done. So when he became a free agent, he said he was looking forward to fighting Jermall Charlo in fights like that. He said he's looking. Now you have a chance to prove what you've been saying. You got a chance, right? And you got all of the money in your face to prove this. Yeah. So, one, Jermall Charlo, the fight that fans, ain't nobody calling for Bivol. I never heard nobody call for, say, oh man, I can't wait to Canelo Alvarez fight Dimitri Bivol. Nobody was calling for that fight, right? So, Jermall Charlo, huge fight. Mexican Independence Day. That's a big ass fight. Huge fight. And you can shut the fans up. All the Jermall Charlo fans that's been saying that you've been ducking him from years, that you've been scared of him, that you've been running, bam, you can knock that shit out the way. Now, you can go and you can face the man, David Benavidez. Now you getting another 50 plus mil, maybe even more. David Benavidez, they calling him the boogeyman 168. They saying saying that you didn't want to fight Mexican fighters just because of David Benavidez. They saying you afraid of David Benavidez. They saying he the only fighter at 168 that'll beat you. They saying this and that, right? They saying everything. And now they gave you the money. They not only giving you a chance to shut everybody up, they giving you all of the fucking money that you can imagine to do it. Yeah. And you say, nope. Know what? Nope. I want to fight Dimitri Bivol. Hold on. Let me cook real quick. I'm gonna let y'all, and I'm gonna give it to Clarence, and I'm gonna pass it to you. He say, nope. I want to fight Dimitri Bivol, right? I'm gonna fight Dimitri Bivol, and then I'm going to go back down to 168 and fight a 40-something-year-old Triple G, a man that I already beat 4 years ago, right? Over 4 years ago, I already beat him. I'm going to go fight him again at a weight that he ain't never fought at before. And he been a fighter for probably goddamn near, he been professional for damn near 20 years. He ain't never moved up, but I'm gonna have him move up, and I'm gonna fight him now. I got a problem with that. Now, I ain't got a problem with the Bivol, right? I don't have a problem with Dimitri Bivol.
You can see him over there.
I don't have a problem with Dimitri Bivol because you can't really say, okay, well, he ducking Jermall Charlo to fight Dimitri Bivol, because even though I like the Jermall Charlo fight better, but you can't say that he ducking Jermall Charlo to fight Dimitri Bivol, because a lot of people think that Bivol is more dangerous than Jermall Charlo. So I'm cool with that. If you saying, okay, I'm gonna move up, I'm gonna fight Dimitri Bivol, and then I'll come back down and I'll see what's up with a David Benavidez or Jermall Charlo, right? Or I'll stay at 175 and I'll see what's up with a better Beav or whoever the next champion up at 175 is after I fight Dimitri Bivol. I'm cool with all of that. I'm not no Canelo hater, right? I take up for Canelo a lot of times. Y'all hear me? I be having a lot of motherfuckers mad because I keep it what I see it as I see it. If he doing some shit and I say, okay, y'all hating, I'ma say that shit. But if he moving fucked up, I'ma say that shit. So let me say again, if this shit is true, and he going to fight Bivol, cool, but you going back down to fight Triple G, that's some bullshit. That now you ducking. Now you ducking because you don't have no excuse to fucking fight a motherfucking Triple G when you got 50 plus mil on the table to fight a David Benavidez. Okay, cool. You don't want to fight Charlo. I ain't tripping. You know what I'm saying? But David Benavidez at that weight already. You got 50 plus mil on the table to fight, to choose whoever you want to fight, Benavidez or Charlo, and they both huge fights. Miss me with the bullshit. We not doing that. And see, when I take up for Canelo, this shit make me look bad because now I can't argue for you. This some bullshit. I've been on here arguing with motherfuckers, veins popping out of my head, taking up for this motherfucker, and he turn around and do some shit like this. You can't justify this bullshit. You can't justify and if he do that shit, bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. If he do this, I'm not watching that shit. I'm not gonna
that's crazy, bro, because I'm
gonna let you cook. I'm gonna give everybody a chance. I'm gonna pass it to I guess my you back, Clarence. I'm gonna let you cook and then I'm gonna pass it to my man outside the box. And then I'm gonna pass it to you, Nuno. I'm gonna pass it to you. And then
Keon, Keon, let one of them go on and cook first.
Okay. My man Clarence, what's happening with him?
No, I said let one of them go ahead and cook. Let one of them go ahead and cook first. I'm gonna mute my mic because I'm doing something real quick.
Okay, bet. Outside the box, go ahead.
Man, Canelo ain't chasing legacy. He protecting legacy. Shit, the fight been there for him. And I don't want to hear nothing about Boo Boo. Boo Boo ain't got nothing but interim titles. If you Canelo Alvarez, you wouldn't feel like you want people should earn the right to fight you. He the face of boxing. Yeah, you earn the right to fight him. I don't have a problem with that. I agree with you on the Bivol and the Triple G fight. I don't see the purpose in him fighting Triple G again. But we know he protecting his legacy. He ain't chasing legacy. There's 2 legacy fights sitting over at PBC for him. He ain't gonna go get them because you can lose that fight. So this ain't the first time we seen this with Canelo. That's my only thing with it. Like, he been doing this shit.
Yeah, man. Fucked up. It's fucked up. You got anything else to add on that?
Go ahead,
Okay. Clarence, you ready to cook or you want me to pass it?
I mean, I can't, this, like you said, this is a routine we've been seeing. The thing that bothers me more is the Triple G. You know what I mean? There's other fighters too, but the Triple G shit really bothers me. That ruffles my feathers. Because like you said, why the hell would he want to see a trilogy? Nobody wants to see that shit. But the WBC, man, this is the type of shit that they allow to happen, man. And, people, we all can complain about it, but I can't see it changing, man. This, like Canelo said, I don't give a damn about what the fans think. I don't care if I don't ever fight Mexicans. I don't care. I don't care what nobody thinks. I'm going to fight who I want to fight. And it seems like that's how it's going to be, man. And it's sad. We don't have to accept it, but it is what it is. You know, will he ever get a Charlo fight? I don't know. Boo Boo, I don't know, man. He's gonna keep doing what he's doing. I told somebody right after he beat Caleb Plant. I said he's gonna beat Caleb Plant and go back on his European tour. And look at what he's doing, man. So it's just crazy, man. This is the kind of shit that we got to deal with, man. But I can't really say too much about it because, like you said, man, you say something about Canelo and these Canelo Justice League is real out here. They be ready to attack your ass. So you know, it is what it is, man.
That shit crazy, bro. Let me go to Nuno. What you got on this?
Hey, you know what, bro? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing he was. I mean, I'm a diehard Canelo fan, and I mean, truly, bro. I mean, yeah, he needs to really step up. Me, I love to gamble. To begin with, I love to gamble. I like to bet money and stuff like that. But this one makes no freaking sense. And check it out. I'm a diehard Canelo fan, but if I would have been Canelo, to be honest, bro, I would take that fight with Charlo and Benavidez. And then after that, you know, first I'm going to collect my money. Because I know, like Tupac used to say, look after your riches. So that's one thing that I would secure first, because the fight is going to come either way. But secure your money to begin with. And now, like you said, too, you know what? All these people or all these fans that we're talking about, you're ducking this and ducking that. Hey, get that problem out of the way. And then pursue the next fights, because those fights, regardless how you set them up, they're still going to be there. The only thing is the difference is the money. Right now, one is betting 85, and the other one is, you know, bidding more money. I got 100 mil. What you want to do? You know, so to me, that's a no-brainer. Like I said, man, I'm a Canelo fan, so to me, it would make more sense. And I would really love to see Charlo, man. I mean, I live here in the RGV, way south of Texas. So Houston is about 6 hours from my hometown. But I would love to see, man, Charlo fight Canelo. You know, to me, I mean, I don't know. I just want to see that fight, bro. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have no reason not to fight Canelo Alvarez or David Benavidez if you offered more than $100 million. Right?
Exactly.
What is your reasoning? You can't say, okay, this is business, because if it was business, you getting less to fight Bivol and Triple G.
Right, exactly. Yep.
So, like you can't make it. And then nobody was calling for a third triple. Nobody want to see him and Triple G a third time. If you're a real boxing fan, you don't want to see that shit.
Nope. I'm not interested. Shit. I don't want to see Triple G anymore. I mean, what's done is done. And besides, you know, he's already up in his 40s. You know, that should have been years ago if that would have been the case.
Right. If y'all was going to do a third fight, y'all should have ran it right back. Y'all should have ran that shit right back in 2018, 2019, maybe. We don't want to see that shit. Like now you really moving, because like I said, I get on here and I take up for him all the time, and it you know, because a lot of people, let's just keep it honest, a lot of people just hate the man, and it don't matter what he do, they gonna have a problem with whatever he do.
That's true.
But when he do shit like this, you know what I'm saying? I get on here and I argue with my man Batman right here. Batman, I'm gonna let Batman get on the mic in a minute. Me and him go at it. But when you do shit like this, when Batman get to talking and yelling and loud at me and shit, I can't say nothing now. What can I say? Oh, but nothing. I can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I can't say nothing.
Right. No, see, my thing is like I said, I'm a Canelo fan, man. But before Canelo fan, I was tied up with well, everybody knows my boy, Floyd Mayweather. So like I said again, you know, I used to bet money, and all the record that Mayweather has right now, that's how many times I've won in money. Count all his record in fighting matches. That's how much money I've been betting on every fight, and that's how many fights I've won and how much money I've won.
Right.
So even though he fought against Canelo, and yes, I did bet against Canelo because
boxing. Like,
exactly. I mean, there was no way Canelo, especially at that age either, man. But Canelo, man, that's a different that's a different fighter set, man, right there.
Just
His
like
skill set is so different. It's his offense. It's actually his defense, or vice versa, whichever way you want to see it.
But it's like it's like when they was announcing like the Canelo and Charlo fight was gonna happen. You know,
Right.
Hey, I told everybody, I said I would like to see Charlo win. I said, but Charlo ain't gonna beat Canelo. I said he ain't gonna beat Canelo. I said he can't beat Canelo, and I said anybody that want to put money on it, we can bet whatever y'all want to bet. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just betting strictly off of who I see as the better fighter. It ain't got nothing else. You know, I want to see Charlo win because I fuck with Charlo, but now it's bro, you can't. What you moving funny, and it looks like what it looks like is that I don't know. I don't know if it because now you gotta wonder why did he say no? Was it Charlo?
I know,
Charlo
exactly.
The reason he said no, or is it David Benavidez getting put on the back end? The reason he said no. And which one is it? Is it because at first it was like, yeah, Charlo, and then now we hear they putting David Benavidez on the back end, and he like, so I don't know. I thought he could beat both of them. I picked him to beat David Benavidez's ass too. I picked him to beat both of them, but now it's looking real suspect now.
Right. I was talking to my wife, and I believe if let's say Charlo is not able to handle it, I'm pretty sure David Benavidez is gonna. And like I said, man, I'm a Canelo fan, man, but I know that David Benavidez will do some damage. I can guarantee you that. And it's not going to be an easy fight.
I just don't like how he just walked forward with no defense and he ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that against Canelo. You can't just think you can come forward and throw a whole bunch of punches because he got great upper body movement. He got great defense. And he got fast ass hands when it come to counter punching you. And I don't know if David Benavidez could take that heat, but it's some reason why y'all not taking these fights.
Because David the big boy.
Deacon, I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna drop the link for the OG. Don't nobody else grab the link. This link for the OG Deacon 305. But let me get to
hold on, Keon. I got an important question. It probably doesn't matter to anybody, but I remember Canelo saying he wanted to be around. He wanted to retire at 35, 36. You think that's possible? He stays around that long and not fight no competition?
Oh, he gonna have to fight competition either way it goes because if he campaigns at 175, but see, this is another thing right now. Now these is questions. Right, when you move like this, these is questions that come up in my head. Are you moving down to fight Triple G at 168 so you can buy time to see if motherfucking Bitter Beef continue to get old? Because Bitter Beef already he like 37 already. So is you buying time to trying to get like age him out and then move back up to like it's a lot of questions when you start looking at the whole situation, but we don't know, but people gonna speculate. But let me get to my man Batman. What's good, Batman?
Hey, what's up, y'all on the panel, man? What's up with y'all, good man? Man, look, man.
Batman, what up?
Hey, but look at this, man. I've been telling y'all Canelo been moving like a bitch since 154, man. Since after he lost after he won against Laura, he been moving suspect. All right. He took 2 years too long to fight Triple G in the first place. Then you duck Demetrius Andre to fight Liam Smith. You move up to 160, got rid of Triple G. You had one belt to get to be undisputed. You didn't fight Boo Boo. Got a franchise belt. Got a franchise belt. And duck Charlo. Go up to 168. You go up there to fight Rocky Fielding to test the waters. Go up to 175 to test the waters against the old ass what's his name again, kid?
Kovalev.
Yeah, Kovalev.
Kovalev.
Come on, man. If y'all don't see these bitch ass moves, man, then after he beat my man Caleb Plant, you was about to go fight a cruiserweight that was some cold garbage.
Yeah, he was trash. That Makabu, that cruiserweight Makabu, I watched some of his fights and I watched his last fight. His last fight, he should have lost. He should have lost that last fight he fought. That motherfucker trash.
But Canelo was about to go fight him. So y'all telling me he's gonna pick the Bivol and Triple G joint. He don't care what y'all think, man. He knows the fans that support him is gonna be behind him all the way. He don't give a fuck about y'all, man.
He said that, Batman. He was like, I don't care what the fans think. I'm gonna fight who I fight. That's how that's how he feels. He don't give a damn what we think.
Because he can do whatever he want to do. He getting he is dicking the fans, dog. He is getting 50 to 40 million to fight bullshit fights. And he keeps saying he the best Mexican ever. That's bullshit.
Nah, he can't. He can't say that. When you look at some of the Mexican fighters that was before him, he can't say that because they weren't moving like that. You know what I'm saying? So he can't say that. Even if skill wise, he might be able to, but he can't because of the way he's moving. We got to see him fight these certain fighters to see how he do.
And they ain't like that younger than him. The only person younger than him is David Benavidez. Boo Boo and Charlo is his age, man.
Y'all remember what he said? Y'all remember what he said about Salvador Sanchez?
Nah, what he say?
Oh shit! I forgot how he put it, but what he said, it was like it was real rude. It was out of context. He was out of pocket for saying it. I can't say it word for word. I have to go back and look at it and see what he said. But it was just like, yo, Canelo, you way out of pocket, man. You know what I mean? But he got this confidence where he's the best Mexican, and then you got guys like Eric Morales that talk about him, and Chavez. They talk about him, man. You can't call yourself the best, and you ain't out here fighting nobody.
Eric Morales, dog him. Eric Morales, motherfucking and my man, what's his name?
Barrera.
Pacquiao knocked him. I mean, he knocked Pacquiao out.
Yeah.
No. Eric
Marquez.
Morales and
Marquez.
Oh, yeah. That's
Eric
right.
Morales, dog him.
And this is my thing, right? You can't be saying all this Mexican warrior shit and all of that, and you moving like that. You can't be like, come on, man. This Triple G shit, bro. This Triple G shit, this shit did it for me.
And then, hold up.
And you can't put yourself now. We know that that Chavez fought about 60 tomato cans, but Chavez, he fought some dogs. Like when it came down to it. You know what I'm saying? Chavez fought some motherfucking real dogs.
The only beef I got with Charlo, the only beef I got with Chavez is he running back with my man Sweet Pea. That's the only beef I got with him.
Yeah, Whitaker, man. Whitaker was a dog, man. He was a badass, man. Shit. Even in some of the interviews where in Spanish, if you see some of the interviews in Spanish, and they ask Chavez, hey, who was your real toughest fight? You know, in this Spanish shows, and he would say Whitaker was one of the, and if not one of the best fighters that he made me almost lose. If it wasn't because of the ref.
Yeah, he lost.
He's honest.
Sweet I scored that fight 10 rounds.
Oh yeah, me too.
I scored 10 rounds to 2 for Sweet Pea. Even Frankie Randall. Hey, they robbed Frankie Randall in that second fight too.
Mm-hmm.
When he fought Frankie Randall the second time.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
The first time Frankie Randall, they gave it to him. The second time Frankie Randall won, and they robbed him. But you know, Frankie Randall had he was on that. He got on crack real bad and shit. So he had real bad drug problems. But
right. That's true. Yep.
Deacon, let me let you cook on this for a minute. Deacon, what you got?
What's good? Too blessed to be stressed and highly favored. What's good? Everything.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
What's good, Batman?
Good,
I don't know the
bro.
rest
Good.
of you guys, but
Hey,
salute to you.
hey,
Yeah,
Dix, what's up with you, man?
Likewise.
chilling, fam. I just want to say something real quick, man. No disrespect to Hispanics, but you always try to slip one in if people are not paying attention, and then I always notice when they slip one in, they don't get checked and called out on it. Let me say something to you, bruh. Canelo Alvarez was a grown man when he fought Floyd Mayweather. He was a champion that had beat ex-champion. He
Yeah.
had beat Hall of Famers. So
Right.
don't give me that crap about his age. When you try to slip that in, that's why Floyd came out and set the record straight. You know what I'm saying? When he made the comparisons when he fought when he fought I forgot the comparison that he just gave not too long ago. Well, anyway, you get my point. Canelo was a grown man. He was not a child.
Right.
He was not an adolescent. So you can't say that he was too young. He was too green. He knew what he was
Right.
doing in that ring. He just was not smart enough. He was not good enough to beat Floyd Mayweather. That's what you should be saying. Not that he was too young.
No, I never said nothing about him being too young.
No, you didn't.
I-
No,
I
it's the way you worded it, fam. You didn't have to say it. It's what you insinuate, right? You don't have to actually
Nope.
say a thing to
Nope.
mean what you mean. When
No,
you
because if I
when you
actually
frame the
wanted to say that,
conversation,
I
like
can just say it.
when
What
you
I
say
said
that,
was
go ahead.
that when I'm sorry, but my bad. When Canelo fought Mayweather, I love to gamble and not bet my money on Floyd Mayweather. That's what I said. I never said nothing about age or anything about what you're
You
talking
want to
about.
play that back everything and let him hear what he said because
I ain't
Yeah,
I'll
gonna,
be
sure.
arguing in the wind.
I ain't
Yeah,
gonna
go
play
ahead.
it back, but I mean, I didn't hear it. I didn't catch it. I didn't. I
That's
ain't
what
gonna
I'm
play it
saying.
back.
So a lot of times we don't. If we're not, if all of us not paying attention, they can get by with it. That's
But
why
Dinky,
I couldn't wait to hop on. To
but
not let
Dinky,
them get away with it.
but Dinky, besides
But
all of that,
Canelo
besides
had
all of that,
30 fights when he
Yeah,
fought
it's
Floyd
not even
Mayweather.
unfinished.
but Dinky,
What you
besides
mean?
all of that,
It's
let's
no.
get
We
to
talking about boxing. I don't know who
yeah, let's
said it's
get to
not that
let's
He had
get
serious.
been a
let's get
Say
professional since
we
he
talking
was
about boxing.
15.
Dinky, let's get to what's going on right now. What's your thoughts of what's going on right now with Canelo?
I think Canelo Alvarez is a holograph. He is what they tried to present on the stage when you're talking about bringing back Tupac. No, I don't want a holograph. I want the real deal. Tupac is something special. I mean, some people went to the concert to go see him as a holograph. I don't want that. Canelo Alvarez is a holograph. He's not the real deal. When you talk about skills, he's not the best skillful fighter when it comes to Mexicans. To me, it was Marquez. Marquez has tremendous skills and fought anyone, turned down no fighters. When
True.
you go and look at the history of Hispanic fighters, they was fighting the best fighters, even if it cost them a loss. They didn't give a damn about that. These
That's
was
right.
true warriors. You don't see that in Canelo Alvarez. He's been told by the promoters, he's been told by the commentators and the fans that he's the greatest of all time. Of course, he's gonna roll with it. But somebody need to set him down and tell him the damn truth.
That's true.
I mean,
That's true.
me,
So,
I think
I got a question for the panel. If Canelo take the Benavidez Charlo fight and win them both, do we have your respect then?
you
Ooh,
talking
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me
he definitely will get
or
respect for that.
I'm pretty
But
sure. Yeah.
he
but
been like as far as a fighter inside of the ring, he been had my respect because the motherfucker can fight. He got skills. I'm not saying that he the greatest skillful Mexican that's ever fought, but he got skills. As a fighter, but I don't like a lot of the shit that how he moves, right? Like this Triple G shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Can't nobody give me a fucking reason why he should be fighting Triple G or even considering fighting Triple G for a third time. And that man 40 years old, and that man finna move up to a weight class he refused to fight at his whole career.
right, wouldn't even
Yep.
would not even move up to fight Andre Ward at 168.
Well, we seen Sugar Ray and Sugar Ray and Aaron Pryor not fight. We seen Floyd not fight Winky Ray. We done seen fighters not fight the best available fighter at the time.
But it wouldn't. But they
You
ain't had
saying
no
that to say
50 plus
what?
mil in their face. That's what I'm saying. They ain't had no 50.
Wow.
So this is my thing, right? So when you say that, right? This is my thing with that. It's like, okay, if it was okay, I'm going over here to fight Triple G and Bivol. I don't got no problem with Bivol, but they throwing Triple G on the back end, and they finna pay me way more to fight Triple G. They talking about shit. They gonna pay me 60 mil because they want me to fight Triple G. So I'm gonna have to take that back. Then I'm like, okay, I feel you. Then I'm like, okay, I feel you. You know, what can you say? It's business. He get more to fight Triple G, but that ain't the case. You telling me that you're gonna go over here and you're gonna fight Bivol, which is cool. That's fine. And you're gonna take less to fight Triple G. Nah,
for a fight that nobody wants to really see. Yeah. You know, to me, if you ask me, my thoughts on that is, I mean, step up to the fucking plate, man. Go grab your 100 mil, fight Charlo, you know, get Benavidez, and then go wherever else you want to do. But even if he does all that and then he decides to still fight Triple G, I ain't gonna see that fucking fight. I don't care.
I'm not watching that
I don't care about Triple G, man.
Right now, I'm not watching that shit. I'm not.
Me neither.
Like,
I'm a Canelo fan, but fuck that, man. Hell no.
I'm not watching it either.
Can't nobody give me a good example. I mean, can't nobody give me a good excuse why he should be fighting Triple G for a third time with these type of offers on the table?
Exactly, yes.
The only two fights that he should be taking on the zone is Bivol and Boo Boo. Those are the two fights that I agree.
Bitter beef.
I agree, but I don't think he'll fight Boo Boo anytime.
He not
or maybe even ever, man, because Boo Boo, his fighting skills, man, they're off the charts, bro. I don't think Canelo is up to really, I don't know, but I don't think Canelo can keep up with that.
Who beat y'all to say that his fighting skills are so good? Boo Boo ain't beat no damn body.
Wow.
No. Well, okay. So I respect all the boxers. I don't consider any of the boxers.
He ain't beat nobody for no title. He only took
that's crazy, bro. That's the craziest.
There's one thing. Look, check this out, bro. Check this out.
Wow.
You're saying that Boo Boo doesn't have or fought anybody. I'm gonna say just name known or no belt. Check this out.
The brother that said, can I get in for a second?
The only reason, give me 1 second real quick. The only reason why Canelo won't fight him is because of his fighting skills, the way he fights. Canelo won't know how to defend himself against a fighter like Boo Boo. That's the only reason why Boo Boo, even though he has no belts, even though if you want to say he has no names under his belt, just his fighting skills makes him dangerous. That's what I'm trying to say.
And let me add on to that, and I'm gonna let you go outside the box media. Let me add on to what he just said, right? So when we was talking about this fight probably a little while ago on here on this channel, right? I said, man, Canelo will beat Demetrius Andrade right now. I said if it was at 154, I would have picked Boo Boo to beat Canelo. But I said what I see from both of the fighters, I see that Boo Boo he fading in some areas, and I said I picked Canelo to beat him. But then Canelo comes and he has a chance to give a valid excuse why he don't want to fight Demetrius Andrade. And then he comes and say, because he's a horrible fighter. Now, red flags go up to me because that's your best excuse that you could give, that you don't want to fight him because he's a horrible fighter. Because I guarantee you that we can go down your resume and we'll see a whole lot of fighters on your resume that's much more horrible, a much worse fighter than
that's my point.
Andrade. So he couldn't come up with a valid excuse. So what that let me know is, AKA, he's a fighter, right? That I don't like his style. I don't like his style. You hear a lot of fighters a lot of times say, oh, well, he just gonna move and run and shit like that, right? He don't it's a difficult style for Canelo, right? It's a difficult style.
And Canelo,
whether he believes he can win or not, right? I'm pretty sure he believes he can win the fight, but he don't want to have to go in there and fight against that style of opponent. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to have to do that because Boo Boo, right? When you look at Demetrius Andrade in the first 5 rounds, the motherfucker dangerous because he got power in the first 5 rounds. Now after that, he not so much. You know what I'm saying? After that, he gonna slow down a lot, and you know. But in the first 5 rounds, he got power. He's explosive, and
footwork, man, it's insane.
Footwork, skills. So if Boo Boo get in the tip-top condition, right, that's a problem for Canelo. That could be a problem.
Exactly.
Canelo sees that, just like Sampson said in his interview the other day when he was interviewing about David Benavidez, and he said, "Oh, David Benavidez? Oh, no. I mean, Demetrius Andrade? Oh, no. David ain't fighting him. We ain't letting David fight him. That's too difficult. Like he's too difficult of a fighter." So they see this. They see the type of fighter that even though, like I said, I think that Canelo will beat him, but they choose, that's a difficult style for me. That's a difficult style. So I knew that when he said, why are you gonna fight? Oh, he's a horrible fighter. Nah, bro, that ain't a good enough excuse.
It ain't.
You could have said, well, you know, because the network, you know what I'm saying, he don't, you know what I'm saying, he don't bring enough money to the table. The fight don't make sense because they ain't gonna be able to pay me enough. Or you could have said anything else, but
anything else, right?
You said that shit that you said, it just didn't add up.
No, I mean you can't tell a boxer you fight horrible just not to really want to fight him, when in all reality, you know, the facts are different. You know what I mean?
Boo Boo told Lar he wasn't fighting because he was born. Then he pulled out of the Charlo fight. So Boo Boo had legacy fights that was there for him. You elected not to fight Lar. If I'm a Canelo Alvarez, I just had a hell of a fight with Lar. Goddamn it, people saying I arguably lost the fight. I'm not fighting you, and you ain't willing to fight somebody that I beat either.
That's crazy.
I never heard Demetrius Andrade speak on Lar.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
He turned Lar down. He said it was boring. Said Lar was a boring fight.
I never heard that. I never seen that.
I mean, they got similar fighting styles, so I don't know how the fuck he would say some shit like that.
Right.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Shit, he was.
That's why I'm kind of like thinking like that.
That's why I can't do the Boo Boo, like, I mean, because I pushed for Boo Boo at 154. I was big on Boo Boo, big on him at 160. But you done been too long to not have fought nobody. Now, when we said this about Bud just last year, we could say the same thing about Boo Boo we say about Bud. At least
who has
Sean Porter?
Outside media. Listen, bro. Who has Rock and Fielding fought? And I can go on and on and on. Who has these guys that Canelo fought that's on the level of a 2-time world champion in a Boo Boo Andrade?
So Lar
he went from boring to you want a payday. I thought when you box, you get paid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that, huh?
So Canelo is just out here, you know, to be blood raw with your fam. The man is out here, you know, picking and choosing, and you got the media telling him that yes, he's earned the right to pick and choose. When in fact, me as somebody who's paying for fights, I'm saying to you, bruh, I don't think that he's earned that right yet. He don't have legacy. The only legacy fight he had, he lost. That was against Floyd Mayweather. And after that loss, he fought Laura, right? And really, arguably, he lost that fight, right? So he's put in his mind, no more of these type of slick fighters. I don't want no more slick fighters. I'm gonna pick and choose. That's where the pick and choosing came in at, not because he earned the right, because he didn't want to lose again. That's where the pick and choosing came in at.
Yeah.
So let me say this, right? To me, right now, I'm at this point, right? Canelo, if he do this move, that's some sucker shit. But
Right.
I'm sick of complaining about Canelo this and Canelo ain't doing this and Canelo ain't doing this. And these fighters, right? I'm sick of them waiting around. We can't fight nobody else because we all waiting on the Canelo sweepstakes. Let's see if we can get a fight. Fuck him. If he moving funny and he don't want to fight y'all, now we need to look at these fighters and look at them and say, why y'all keep fucking running after the man and he don't want to fight you? Say fuck him and move on, and y'all get the business done with each other, right? Why is PBC fucking running behind Canelo, throwing out $100+ million? You know what I'm saying? When they got fighters on their network, they ain't even putting money up for their own fighters to fight each other.
Right.
They too focused on fucking Canelo. Canelo is showing you, I'd rather do business with the zone. Y'all never gonna be able to get me to sign a long-term contract. That's what I see when I see this. I'm not fucking with y'all like that, right? So I'm doing business with the zone. You know what I'm saying? I'm going that route. Now it's time for us to start looking at these other fighters and saying, hey, why are y'all steady chasing this fucking man? And we need to stop complaining and just let that shit be, right? Fuck it. If that's what he want to do, let him fucking do that shit and leave that shit alone. And let's focus on these fighters, right? Let's focus on these fighters, and hopefully they see that shit and they see the same thing that I'm saying, that they see, you know what? Fuck all that. If he comes, right, we're gonna make him come to us, right? Because we're gonna fight each other and we're gonna get so big, they're gonna be talking about us to where now he comes back and he want to sit down and he want to fight with one of us. You know, he wants
that's
to fight.
cool, but all of them scared to fight each other, bro.
So
all of them scared to fight each other.
And my man Seattle Boxing Talk.
Shit, we done seen
hold on,
there's a plant call each other out for 4 years.
Hey, bro, real quick. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys go. My phone's about to die, man.
Oh, okay. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I'm about to
Appreciate
die.
you. You're welcome anytime, my dude.
Thank you for letting me come in, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. You welcome anytime. My man Seattle Boxing Talk says, y'all not gonna insult the dudes on the panel. It's okay to debate. Disrespect out the window. Yeah, man, y'all handle that. If y'all got a wrench and they getting out of control, go ahead and clap them. You know, and then my man Abdul Anwar, he says, stop punk faking. Boo-boo is too dangerous for these guys, which is why they are ducking behind cars. How can he fight big fights if they avoid him? And my man Abdul said some real shit. We saying that, oh, well, he ain't fighting this and he ain't fighting that. Well, he can't fight if these fighters are not willing to get in the ring with him. He can't. If he's not willing to get in, if they not willing to get in the ring with him, and on the other hand, if certain situations with the business of boxing is not, they ain't willing to make that fight, those fights for Boo-Boo, ain't really nothing he could do, but keep winning and calling these fighters out. But I can't put that on him. Now that he kind of fucked himself, and I talked about this yesterday. Demetrius Andrade, he fucked himself, right? When he basically crossed Al Heyman. When he crossed Al Heyman, he fucked himself. So now PBC fighters, they not doing no business with Boo-Boo. And that's what it really comes down to when it comes down to, anybody that's on the PBC side. He fucked himself with Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? You pulled out of a fight that man had invested in and put money up, and you pulled out to go work with another promoter on the fucking week of the fight. Now you can't come back to Al Heyman and get no money with his fighters. That's what it comes down to. But as far as the rest of these fighters, right? As far as the rest of these fighters, y'all, I'm telling y'all, They need to, you know what I'm saying? They need to start looking at each other. They need to start looking at each other and making these fights happen with each other and stop fucking wasting their time worrying about trying to keep an O and running behind Canelo, because he just pulling y'all along. He's stringing y'all along. And he do this shit every time, and then he turn around and fight somebody else. I'm sick of this shit. You know what I'm talking about? Deacon, what you got?
Yeah, you make great points, and as it pertains to the business of boxing, I think this is my opinion. I just think that Canelo's team is playing a great game of chess when it pertains to business. I do not believe that they are saying, "Hey, I'd rather do business with the zone." No, wherever the chips lay, that's where they play. Who's putting up the most money for the less amount of risk, right? They're protecting their fighter. They're protecting their interests. If PBC want to put up 50 million for one fight, hey, we're gonna grab that, right? We're not locking in for two fights because the second fight may be too dangerous for my guy. They were smart enough to do a one fight deal for that amount of money, right? So now the zone is more accepted to making a counter deal that will be as great as PVC, right? But they see what he's doing now, right? It has to be a large amount of money for the least amount of risk for our fighter. That's the deal that we're willing to take. And fans, we're saying, fight the best, fight the best. They don't hear that ish, right? Because they're playing chess behind the scenes. They're doing business. It's business as usual. So I understand that. But if I'm being asked the question, who would I rather see him fight? I'm going to tell you, yeah, I want to see him fight the best. But that's not what they're going to give us because they're doing business. Hey, man, peace and love, fam. I don't want to hold you up too long. I just wanted to drop my little piece on that.
Yes, sir, Dickie. I appreciate you.
All right, love you, bro. All right,
yes,
peace
sir,
out.
much love.
Yes, sir.
My man Zenith 360. He in that super chat. He says, "I agree, Keon." He said, "Fuck Canelo and don't even fight him later down the line. Let him fight the Euros and retire. And when he has no legendary fights and legacy, he said, and his legacy hollow, let him live with that regret." Yeah, bro, stop. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, he sees that he can, you know what I'm saying, string y'all along and you know what I'm saying, make y'all fucking stop everything that y'all got going on to wait for him just to tell you no. Fuck all that. Move on and do what you got to do. Don't even focus on him. And if it's right, it'll come along. You know what I'm saying? Do what y'all doing. It's other great fights to be made that don't have a name Canelo Alvarez in it. Y'all can fight each other. That's all I'm saying. Fuck all that shit, man. Fight each other. That's all. They fight each other, man. I'm sick of all of this. Well, Canelo this and Canelo that and Canelo this and we all do it. But we just got to come to a point, fans, right? The fans and these fighters, they just got to come to a point to where they say, man, fuck him. We finna focus on us. Jermall Charlo and Caleb Plant, they can fight. Jermall Charlo, David Benavidez, they can fight. David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, they can fight. You could throw David Morrell or whoever else. It's other fights to be made, and the name don't have to have Canelo in it. Telling y'all. So yeah, they just need to, in PBC, they need to stop fucking putting all this money out. Oh, we got 100 mil plus for Canelo. Well, where's the money that you have for Jermall Charlo and David Benavidez, or David Benavidez and Caleb Plant? Or those are big fights. Let some of these other fights happen. Y'all got all the money to throw out in the world. Well, they're going to fight for much, much less than 100+ mil. The fans want to see these fights. Maybe if they fought each other, right? Maybe they would get a Canelo Alvarez fight. Make him come to you. Make him have to come to you. You know what I'm saying? You know what? You know one thing I respect about Caleb Plant? They said Caleb Plant was ducking Canelo Alvarez. And I told everybody, I said Caleb Plant ain't ducking Canelo Alvarez, right? They said he was scared of Canelo. He was ducking. But see, that wasn't the case. What Caleb Plant was doing, he was focused on doing what he was having to do. Yeah, he wasn't fighting big names, but he wasn't fucking chasing Canelo. He wasn't crying about a Canelo fight because you know what he said? He said, you know what? I'm not finna take no fight against Canelo on no short basis. I'm not finna let him get me off my pivot and just all of a sudden pop up and say, oh man, you got 5 weeks to train. He said, no, I'm not worried about none of that shit. He said, I'm going to continue to do what I do, and I'm going to stay champion, and if he want this belt, he got to come see me. He'll eventually come see me, and that's what happened. He was focused on himself. He wasn't focused on Canelo. The rest of these motherfuckers need to focus on doing what they need to do without Canelo involved in it. And that should have come around if it's meant to be. Zenith 360 says they shouldn't fight for Canelo. Block him out. Fuck, man, let him do what he want to do. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Stop putting your career on hold for Canelo Alvarez. Because I'm going to tell you like this. If he really have some intentions on wanting to fight, let's say if he really want to fight a Jermall Charlo or David Benavidez or whoever it is, right? He gonna make sure that they know that he want to fight them next, right? He gonna go and do business and say, hey, make sure that y'all don't sign no other fight in between because that's the fight. This is my next fight I want. This is my next fight. But he's not doing that. So they choosing to put their careers on hold waiting for him. He ain't told you to put your career on hold waiting for him. You putting your career on hold off of a hope and a fucking dream. I hope and I dream Canelo picks me. Pick me. Fuck that. Move on. You know what I'm saying? Move the fuck on. You know, y'all got to start making your own way. Y'all got to start making your own way, real talk, you know. And so, man, I'm kind of sick of this Canelo shit. I'm just ready for him to make an official announcement. If let me see. Hold on real quick. Get this fucking clown up out of here. I'm just ready for Canelo to make an official announcement. You feel what I'm saying? Do what the fuck you gonna do. If you got Triple G in that contract, I'm not supporting nothing that has Triple G on the back end of it. That's just me. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. I'm not supporting nothing that got Triple G on the back end of it. That's just it. I don't have a problem with Bivol. I got a problem with him fighting Triple G, and that's just what it is. Let's see what these other fighters, let's see what Jermall Charlo is gonna do moving forward. Let's see what David Benavidez is gonna do after he fights what's his name? David Lemieux. Let's see what Caleb Plant is gonna do next. Caleb Plant already got the fucking Canelo fight. Let's see what Caleb Plant gonna do from here on out. Let's see how they gonna move. You know, Demetrius Andrade, he kind of, like I said, he in the fucked up situation because if you an Al Heyman fighter, they not doing business with Demetrius Andrade. You know what I'm saying? He kind of basically burnt his bridges with he burnt all of his bridges he got with motherfucking Al Heyman. So that's pretty much a wrap for him. We already know they just blocking him out. Ain't nobody gonna fight him if they have anything to do with Al Heyman. So let's see what Demetrius Andrade, if he can get himself in a position to become one of these other fighters' mandatories. You know what I'm saying? Because Canelo ain't gonna have them belts for too long because he gonna relinquish them. So let's see. Let's see what's going down. Y'all hit my like button. If y'all ain't hit the like button, smash on the like button for everybody that ain't hit the like button. Outside the box media, nah. Chris Eubank Jr. fight at 160. Chris Eubank fight at 160. And all of them names that I named, they will beat the dog shit out of Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank showed me this past weekend. Was it this past weekend? No, it was the weekend before last weekend. Chris Eubank showed me that he ain't it. Chris Eubank ain't it. All of them, David Benavidez, I mean, and like I said, Chris Eubank fight at 160. But to me, Chris Eubank can't even beat Jaime Munguia ducking ass. Jaime Munguia ducking ass, right? He'll beat Chris Eubank, and I'll put money on that. Chris Eubank can't beat none of them top fighters. Chris Eubank showed me that he's a middle of the pack type of fighter at best. But so anyway, y'all hit my like button. Another great show. I appreciate everybody for coming, rocking with me. Even the haters, you know what I'm saying? Because the haters, they sit back and fucking watch, but they can't do shit but get blocked. You dig? So I appreciate everybody for rocking with me. Y'all already know what it is. Hit the like button, and we will be back on it tomorrow. Same place, same time. And y'all already know what it is. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.